Hello and welcome back to my channel. On this channel, I like to talk about fashion, about designer items, about prices of luxury, philosophy behind loving things, why people love things. Is luxury something that you should afford, or is it something unnecessary? Well, duh, it is unnecessary, but is it worth it? Yeah, contemplations like this. Is what I do for a hobby. My life doesn't revolve around it. And if you something like me who just is interested in this kind of stuff and likes to talk about it outside of work and dealing with kids and being a mom, then maybe you will enjoy this content. So like and subscribe. So today I wanted to address the topic of diamonds. The idea came when I watched a video by Lydia Elise Millen, and she spoke about her third engagement ring, I think, that she is saying that is now going to be her last engagement ring. And basically, she was talking about her journey of choosing this ring. And it was interesting because she mentioned this ring that she's been wearing with a really large stone, and how she was surprised that people often didn't question its authenticity, like the rock basically being an actual diamond when it wasn't a real diamond. She said it was an 80 pounds ring. There was silver, but the actual stone was fake. And she was wearing it, and people were admiring it, thinking that it was a diamond. And she, wouldn't really say anything. She would just say thank you, not really getting into whether it's fake or not. But she was basically saying that it was interesting how people couldn't tell if it's a real diamond or not. And she thought that it was very interesting. And basically, all these contemplations led to her choice of a lab grown diamond that is ethically sourced versus natural diamond. Um, so yeah, and so I thought it was also an interesting thought, and I myself also thought about this before. Like diamonds are very precious, expensive, and people think uh, that I don't know. Should I say people think that diamonds are better than other um, gemstones? I don't know. I guess that's not what I'm trying to say, but the perceived value is very high. And then, of course, they're mined somewhere, so a lot goes into sourcing diamonds, and then also cutting the diamonds and making them beautiful and shiny and sparkly, like you see them in the Tiffany store. Um, so yeah, I also was wondering, is it just a perceived value, or are they really more pretty than, a fake stone? Like any crystal that you would cut in a certain way could look like a diamond, couldn't it? Well, but just like with other things where the perceived value is what gives it like the prestige, I think it's the same here with diamonds. So I went and asked ChatGPT, because that's my new friend, why people like where this tradition comes from that you have to have diamonds on your engagement ring. And turns out it's not a very old tradition, so by no means is it like a old tradition, but rather it comes from the De Beers company, the jewelers, that basically made an advertisement. Um, I don't know, was it in the 30s? I think it was in the 30s. I have to look it up again. I think it was in the 30s, where they basically advertised that like it has to be a diamond if you get engaged. Um, and before that, no one felt like they need to have diamonds in the ring. So you see how powerful commercials can be, because that literally grew into a tradition. The diamond like engagement rings have to have diamonds in them. So yeah, and I just think it's fascinating, because it just comes back full circle, with the perceived value of designer items. Like I made some videos already about fake versus authentic items, and like I personally uh, am against fakes, not only because it's unethical, because it's stealing someone's property, but because I also feel this way towards it. Like if it's authentic, it can be vintage, it can be old, but it's the real thing. That's what I want. I would not want a copy of something uh, that's kind of childish. That's something maybe I would have done before I even knew what luxury really was. Um, but not anymore. Like, not only because of embarrassment, because surely they make good fakes where you can't tell. So it's not that, but like to me, it wouldn't mean the same. So, and like what I think about it and how I feel about it is more important than what other people think about it, isn't it? So if a person thinks that fakes are fine, um, if it feels right to them, then that's for them, you know. So it's not even so much about like what other people think, because at the end of the day, you have to be happy with it. So, and I, for one, cannot be happy with something fake. So this thought came to me as I was editing my video, why I'm not happy with fakes, and I think the reason is that while I, at this point in my life, am not where I want to be, I can't afford all the things that I would like to afford. Some of them, I mean, overall, I have a good life. I'm not complaining, but I still work towards success, financial freedom, and stuff like that. And I'm not quite there yet. And I think me not wanting fakes is a reflection of that, that I want to get to a point where I would need to settle for cheaper versions of whatever it is I might want. Whether it's a house that is just mediocre, or a car that is just mediocre, or basically anything, not just material things. Overall, I just don't want to settle. That's why fakes is like out of the question for me. The same thing with diamonds. Um, it's not that I wouldn't wear something that isn't a real diamond, but of course, if I'm given a ring, or when I was given my engagement ring, of course I cared whether it's a diamond or not. Now, lab grown diamond versus natural diamond, I mean, that's a new um, thing. And yeah, it's also an interesting topic. Like, is one thing more, I don't know, prestigious than the other? And is it about what people perceive? Like, is it about what they think it is? If they think that your zirconia is a diamond, then does that mean you don't want diamonds anymore? Because actually, when I was watching Lydia's video, and I was waiting to see what the result will be from like of her search, um, I almost expected that it wouldn't be a diamond at all, because it felt like she is about to say that diamonds, like it doesn't matter if it's a diamond, it could be like any other rock, because who sees the difference? But she did go with the lab grown diamond, so that's interesting to me. Um, so it's not about people's perception, but your own perception. But then you say, well, I still want a diamond. but it doesn't have to be a natural diamond. Um, so, which, you know, I see it, but at the same time, it's also a bit of a contradiction. So, um, because like if your contemplation came from other people reacting to your fake stone and not even questioning whether or not it's an authentic diamond, then maybe not even go for lab grown, like if it's a price thing. But then again, for Lydia, it's not a price thing. She can afford a natural diamond if need be. Um, and so this luxury element still remains, and you want a diamond, whether it's lab grown or not, but a diamond versus some fake stone. Yes. So yeah, again, to me, it's an interesting philosophical exploration, like this journey I'm on, understanding people's attachment to things, why they think something is worthy of their money, time, and attention. You know, just recently, I also ended up in a situation where I was looking for a Neo Speedy, those 2008 denim Speedies by Louis Vuitton, when Marc Jacobs was the designer. And since they have a new denim collection out, and I always kept looking at this Neo Speedy like over the years, and I could have had it at a way better price than that right now, but I never pulled the trigger. And now I was like, okay, this time around I will get it. It's a cute bag. I can see myself carrying it to even work, you know, in the summer months, like just throw a couple things in. um, I like the handle situation, even though I had a Speedy once and I didn't love the usability of it. I had a Speedy 25 and I also tried a Speedy 30. Speedy 30 looked too bulky on my frame for my liking. You know, I'm like 120 pounds and 5'3", so I found it too bulky. And Speedy 25, I found it a little fussy, going in and out. So basically, I know what a Speedy is. I tried Speedies before, but the denim Speedy is different. So I think I would love it. And I think that would be a bag that I wouldn't let go once I have it. I mean, they're still out there. So long story short, I browsed the internet and I came across a Speedy that looked in a very good condition and was close to $1,000, which is a good price, all things considered. And so I decided to pull the trigger. And then um, to expedite the story a little bit, it turned out that it was actually counterfeit. It never arrived. I noticed it beforehand that it must be counterfeit because I noticed that the Speedy that I thought I bought was still available. And when I asked about it, they said, yeah, we have them available. And that's when I realized, oh, they're probably selling counterfeits. But they had a picture of an authentic one. So the picture that they had was an authentic used Speedy, in a good condition, but it had like some watermarks in the bag, but like not very patinaed. I mean, it would have been a dream come true to get something like that for $1,000. But yeah, it was too good to be true. And now we're still in the process of going back and forth because I want my refund. I called or spoke to my credit card company, and like those vendors, they are willing to give me a refund, but they're still trying to convince me to maybe buy their product. They even send me a little video, which I will show here, of their product. And I mean, it's nicely made and all, uh, although the actual denim fabric is different than the original, even like from the pictures I can tell. And also the lining is a different color, slightly different color. So yeah, but even though it's probably a high quality product, the fact that it's counterfeit, the fact that it's a copy of the original one, makes me not want to have it. Like not at all, not even for cheaper. But let alone for $1,000. I mean, that's a dashes right there. You're asking me for the price of the original. I mean, yeah, granted, yours is going to be brand new, but it's not a Louis Vuitton. So, and let's go back to the perceived value of things. Um, you know, with Louis Vuitton, we already crossed the threshold. We already know what it costs. So, it is what it is. You're either willing to spend it, or you can spend it, or you cannot. But it's going to be the real Louis Vuitton. I'm not going to spend $1,000 on something that looks like Louis Vuitton, or is a copy of the Louis Vuitton, even with the logos and all, but it's not actual Louis Vuitton. No way. I mean, I don't understand it. Like, let me know in the comments. Would you go for something like that? I would just like to know. Like, I'm not judging, but I'd like to understand the philosophy. So yeah, that's the situation I'm currently in. And about the prices and the price increases, I also had my thoughts about it, that maybe the luxury companies actually want to push out the broad masses that buy those entry level bags, like the canvas bags, like the Neverfull and the Speedy. So they keep increasing the price, so people stop buying them so much, and like everybody and their dog is carrying like a Louis Vuitton, and like the perceived value of Louis Vuitton is basically going down, and it's not perceived as something special anymore like it used to be. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Even though some people think it's greed, well, and maybe it is, but it only goes so far as the consumer allows, so to speak, and the consumer keeps, crossing the threshold and going one step up. The 10%, the 20%, double the price over a few years. People go with it, and people get adjusted. It's like a slow boil, I guess. Yeah, you like step by step, little steps, and you don't notice that you're boiling. So yeah, those are my thoughts for today. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.